dinner, or like breakfast as the case may be.
Holy lunch bag, Batman! The Breakfast Club also took it up a notch. Captain Eric Castrated of the Good Ship Company hosted a lavish breakfast at the Lakeshore Yacht Club on his 62-foot twin-screw cruiser. Eric confided that feeding the entire team breakfast was less expensive than starting the engine of the boat and driving it to the end of the dock and back. Over to you, Pinballs.
Well, so by cutting out that, we're ending the gravy train in Toronto, right? So carrying on with the Magoo Breakfast Club theme, it's taken on a life of its own. Yes, they now have a top secret menu items designated by the Magoos, including the commish on hemorrhoids. And other popular favorites, including morning lobster and the Quebec special, eggs poached in maple syrup, or as our own Jean Constantin would say, des œufs au sirop d'érable. Now apparently attendance has more than doubled recently. Tamagami Tom, and Weird Beard, and Steve Primetime Crime, try saying that 3 times fast, have retired to focus on the most important meal of the day, while John IT Guy Charleston and John Nice Gloves Keating have taken Wednesday and Friday mornings off to attend. Now, apparently news of a good thing is spreading, and fans are arriving from as far away as Thunder Bay and Phoenix. And get this, Weird Beard, even some guys' wives are apparently showing up. Imagine that! And then, of course, there's Wayne just winging it shady, who routinely flies in from all corners of the globe. So it's quite the breakfast.
All corners, eh? Well, talk about unbelievable talent. Clearly, the Flying Magoos as a group have twice the talent of any other hockey team in Canada. That's right. Other hockey team in Canada. Unfortunately, only a small fraction of that talent is available on the ice. It all came to light at the 2012 inaugural Flying Magoo Xmas party at the Cossack Castle. Mild-mannered Jimmy the Freak Gravy came out of the closet. It was revealed that he was a lounge lizard. Russell the Muscle, after dazzling the room with some Christmas carols, then got it on with Glenn's wife Jen. A classical duet on the piano. Before the night ended, Glenn, Gary, Tom, Ted, and others took to turn singing songs, popular and not so popular songs. And not just music. This year, Paul, Let's Practice Riley, became the official portrait artist for the Hockey Hall of Fame. Greg and his wife, Kerleselin, have taken on a project called 40 Shades of Oak. Paperback version will be out soon. Kerleselin was able to take enough time off to attend some Magoo hockey games and select the game MVP. Thank you, Carolyn.
Wow, I didn't know that.
You mean we have an MVP?
Our very
PVM?
Our very own Jean Cool Hands Constantinopoulos has converted half the material at the LCBO into French. So, if you can't read the next Vintages magazine, blame John.
Now, on a lighter note, Frankie Slapshot Luongo won a bet that said he couldn't hit and break Captain Eric's athletic cup with a slapshot. Apparently, he could, and he did. Eric's voice has been the same ever since. I don't see him here today. Is he still recovering? Gail's not here. Is there something wrong? I don't know. Over to you.
An ageless headline. Gordie Reynolds, our oldest player, clearly has challenges with the clock. In fact, he forgot to reset his clocks and comes out to hockey 1 hour earlier than the rest. By the time the game starts, he's too tired. Apparently, no one feels up to the task of telling him to reset his clock. Plans are to have him pick up John Barely Palatable Mulcahy, who keeps coming in later and later.
Ever since Kevin stopped.
Yeah.
Well, so I have some important news. just a newsflash here that apparently Kevin Hard Curtain Call has been voted Coach of the Year. Even though there were no other coaches in the running, it was quite an honor. I really like this one. The other award, Best Aussie Player with the name Peter. Peter the Puck Meal Ticket, who has also set records for the first player in the showers. I don't know what he does in there. The award for shortest player with the name Peter is awarded unanimously to Peter Steady Eddie Petroglyphics, who is never short of smart plays. Now, the most improved player of the year is Scott Rising Interest Rate Hustle. He always takes stock of the situation before making right on the money pass or depositing the puck in the enemy goal. And we had about 10 more of those to carry on, but we agreed to drop those. Now, most versatile and amazing player awards are being presented to Greg Tattoo Sleeman, who is a co-winner with Mr. Movember, Henry Go Both Ways Zelma, Gary Long John Donkey, for their fearless disregard of personal well-being and ability to play any position on the ice when needed. Gentlemen, for your prize, Bruce has offered to ask you to stay and finish off the keg of beer. He's going to share this year.
If you don't win the 50-50.
That's right. And Glenn and Jan have said, look, you know, if after that, pick out any unoccupied bedroom and sleep it off. But Glenn just wants to warn you that, remember, his kids in the rock band start their practice at 8 a.m. tomorrow. Over to you.
Yes, veteran radio announcer and Magoo player, Dave, Daryl, Jim, James, Hank, Henry, there too, has recently regained his scoring prowess using an antiquated wooden stick. Wooden sticks have been banned to reduce slivers for hockey players like Carl Bruiser, who cut out the palm of his gloves. Phil Cussell of the Maple Leafs has been scouting Magoo games and is now trying to purchase a stick. However, without a Canadian passport, this cannot be done due to lesser-known conditions. One of the lesser-known conditions in the NAFTA free hockey trade agreement. The future for the Leafs looks bleak.
That's unusual.
Well, pinball, that's all for this year, but I can't wait until next year.
Me neither. 1, 2, 3.
Good night, everyone, and have a Merry Magoo Christmas.
We just hold on the piano. Shouldn't we be saying thank you to a few people?
I don't know. Shouldn't we? What do you think? Oh, yeah, commission.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the commission. You know, the best commissioner in our entire league. Does a fantastic job.
Say thanks to the bionic man Rob, who brought the glasses and plates and a whole bunch of other stuff.
And to Dave, Daryl, Tom, Henry, who did the poem.
And did show up.
And then, of course, there's Jim Davey, the piano man, and Bruce, the keg man. And then there's the people who brought the food. And the other side
The
of that
people who ate the food.
The people who ate the food.
You're always just ahead of us.
Someone's always reading your notes.
And of course, the final and the biggest one. Over to you, Stinkbeard.
King Glenn.
Took down all our cars.
But we'll send the tickets to you.
So I'd like to at this stage I'm gonna just take off my pinball malarkey hat and put on my